episode of Whisper to the Wild One. And as promised, we have a guest speaker with us today. Our theme is on vitality, the wild one, kind of acting, comedy, and all the things in between. But we're so happy to have you back with us.
And not only that, you get to see our beautiful faces. So we
Yeah.
are on camera. This is the debut of not only having a guest on, but we get our camera, so we get more of that intimate feel, that intimate conversation, so you can see our beautiful mugs.
Absolutely. We're super excited, and I'm going to let Marcus do the honors of doing a brief introduction of our guest speaker.
So this is a person who is near and dear to our heart. We've known him for nearly a decade through a group that we've met at Disneyland. His name is Craig Jackman, everybody. Let's introduce Craig Jackman. He's the reason, the mentorship that the Wild One exists. And today, Craig is here to talk to us about vitality, comedy, acting, and so much more that keeps his Wild One alive.
Oh
Welcome
my
to the
gosh.
podcast, Mr. Craig.
Welcome! Ah!
Yeah.
No, that is actually an exciting because okay, you call that the wild one in me, part of it,
Yeah.
because it's being true to yourself
Right.
is to me. I was just trying to think of before we got on here, what is the wild one in me or
Mhm.
in you, the viewer, the listener, whoever's enjoying this.
Yeah.
And the wild one means the raw you.
Mm,
Right.
I
Who do
love that.
you share with others? And who do you feel the best with others? And so, when you guys asked me to help, it's just like we're friends. I mean, my
Right.
gosh, I can't believe, first of all, it's been 10 years.
I cannot believe
So,
it.
boom.
And by
And
the way, you look younger now. It's like, what's your secret? Well, that'll be a different podcast, but yeah, you look even younger now than 10 years ago.
And what are the chances that, like, what's more wild than meeting a bunch of strangers at Disneyland every single week
Yes.
for a band, and then we've turned into family? Like,
Yeah.
when I tell people that alone is a wild story. So it was kind of always breeding in us, right? And then you really started the mentorship for us on how to run a podcast, and we've been so thankful for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you because, I've been in the entertainment business for a while.
Mhm.
And if I go back to when I was a kid, the thing that really I wanted to get involved with was radio. There was just something about, okay, I'm going to age myself. I don't know how many of your viewers or listeners remember the good old radio days of the late 1960s, the early 1970s with LA radio, where you had KHJ, KRLA, KFWB. I mean, these are classic radio stations that were
Right.
big.
Hmm.
I still remember the one jingle, 93 KHJ. I mean, we're talking way back. So,
Right.
but that there was always something there that was inside of me. In fact, my mom, I remember she took us to a was one of those. I'm not going to say it's a scam, but a lot of times they are uh, headhunters for acting, and
Ah,
especially for kids.
right.
And they liked what I brought to the table. I was always a little more gregarious and outgoing, especially when we traveled cross country, when we were moved from California to Indiana. And hi, how are you? I'm Craig.
Yeah.
So it's kind of carried a little bit through my life. Um, and I just think that is part of the wild one in me. It's
Right.
not what I have. Yes, I've been taught a lot through my years,
Hmm.
but who is the essence of me? Who is the essence of you? And we suppress a lot of that
Mhm.
in our daily lives, and who we work with, and who we are with, who we are about.
Right.
And to find that family, that group, like we did, the just the three of us, but we're a part of a larger group.
Yes.
And the fact that we have been together for so long, and it was just, um, I can't. Well, in a sense, maybe it wasn't random because we were all in the right place at the right time, and
Yeah.
for whatever reason, the universe, source, whatever it is,
Right.
said, you guys are going to be together.
Hmm.
And the fact that we have been together for so long, it says a lot about the people that, okay, I'm going to say from a personal standpoint, but I mean it from anybody's personal standpoint, from the people that we are with. My mentor, whom I've introduced you to,
Hmm.
has always said you are the accumulation of the five people that you hang with.
Right. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, okay, and I'm not. That's not a direct quote, but that's pretty close.
Right.
The point being is you surround yourself with the people that you want to be with, and you become part of that group. If you want to better yourselves in whatever way possible, then sometimes you may need to step out of that group and find people who you relate to. And so that has been a journey that I have been blessed to be on. And I've, in that journey, I have found both of you as
Yeah.
well as others. And it's just incredible. For example, okay,
Mm.
when we get together,
Hmm.
and I'm going to use Marcus
Okay.
because, I mean, Susie, if I squeeze as hard as I do, I'd probably
She's my
squeeze
pop.
everything out of you. But I know that every time I get together with Marcus and give him a big bear hug, okay, Marcus is definitely bigger than I am. I mean, but when I wrap my arms around him and give him a bear hug, we are both squeezing
Yes.
so hard.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
it's not trying to squeeze the life out of each other, but it is showing the intensity
Right.
of the friendship. And
Yes.
when I see Susie, it's the same thing. It's not as hard as a
Right.
squeeze
You do give a
with the
great hug though, Craig. I know a lot of people talk about Marcus's hugs, and I always told him, I said, oh, maybe I have access to Marcus hugs all the time. So maybe
right.
I'm a little bit like, weakened to their power. But when I have a Craig Jackman hug, it's so, like you said, it's such a good quality hug.
And that's giving of part of giving of yourself to
Right.
others. You know, you can tell a fake hug.
Right.
So true.
Oh, okay, fine. Here you
Oh,
go. Goodbye. See you later. And I'm on
yeah.
to the next person. But
Yeah.
when you truly care for somebody, guys, I don't care. Okay. You know, there is nothing wrong with a good bro hug.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
I look forward to my
And,
Craig Jackman hugs too.
and I look forward to a great Marcus hug too, because it's, there's just something about when you give a great bro hug.
Right.
And okay, Susie, not to leave you out either,
Yeah.
please. I don't mean that. But, even when you're giving a good male female friend hug,
Right.
okay? Now, I'm not talking about, relationship, lovers, things like that,
Friend
but a
like
good
friendship.
friendship
Yes.
hug.
Yes.
It's giving your life force to
Yes.
somebody.
Mm.
And what is your life force?
Yeah. Sharing of
Your
energy.
wild one.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I
Life
love
force
that.
as the wild one, right? And really sharing that energy with people.
And letting someone know too, hey, I'm a potential safe space, a safe person to share your wild one with, if like that hug is signifying we maybe we're alike, like not exactly,
Yes.
but you have a wild one, I have a wild one. Let us connect and be a safe space for each other.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And okay, we may be different in a lot of things.
Mm,
I don't do everything that Susie does. I don't do everything that Marcus does. And I
right,
wouldn't expect you guys to do everything that I do.
right,
But we come together. And
right.
when we're together, we've got that bond.
Yes.
Yes.
We have that link. We are, okay, in this case, we are three of those five that I talked about earlier, but
Right.
much more than that. It's not just the five, it's the people that we hang around.
Mhm.
Yes.
I really
And
like that
I
when you
love it.
said stepping out too. Like sometimes you have to step away from that core five, right? So many of the things that I'm hearing people like kind of comment even on that first five episodes for us was talking about how, oh, I need to surround myself where people won't make me shrink, won't make me feel this way. And I've even shared it with
Hmm.
clients. Don't bring an old role to a new play, right? When we think about it from like a acting kind of sphere, you can't bring a
Exactly.
character from a different play to this one. And if it doesn't work, you've got to restart.
And is that group that you're just talking about, Susie, is that group holding you back from what you really want?
Mm.
Mm,
Now, and it may be, and this is something that I continue to learn about every single day. It is not just something, oh yeah, snap your hand, it's done. No, no, no,
Right.
no.
Hmm.
It's a step by step process. And there are people, in fact, there are people in our group
Hmm.
that I don't spend as much time with. I
Right.
don't share as much with. They're on the fringe, or in some cases, I've had to let, not necessarily in our specific group,
Right.
but in another group or other groups, that I've just had to say, you know what? This is not right for me. I don't feel I'm in the right space.
Right.
And in order to listen to my internal, my wild one inside, in order to listen to me,
mhm.
I need to step up. I need to move on. Thank you for being a part of my life. And I know that's difficult.
Mm.
I know. Um, I was in a relationship for quite a long time, and I thought that that was going to be it.
Right.
It ended up being it wasn't. And it was the most difficult thing for me to move on from that relationship. I didn't know how to do because I was in how to do it. I was in a situation where it's like I wanted to be in this relationship from when I started until my life was over.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it just came down to one point where I finally had to listen to my inner self and say, you know what? This is not working.
Mm.
And I had to move on from it. And it's not easy, but am I glad that it happened? Yes, it taught me a lesson. And I was able to pick up myself and move on from it. And that's only one thing. I mean, we all run into obstacles.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of, okay, acknowledging it, picking yourself up, and taking that one step in the right direction so that you can become who you are supposed to be. So you listen to your inner self, your wild one, the one that wants to be you, the one that you feel comfortable with.
And I'm actually going to follow over that because I had a similar situation with a relationship that was a friendship, but it was a friendship that I had from the time we were kids together growing up in preschool, middle school. And I'm like, okay, this longevity, this is my best friend. But I found out the older I got, I said, "Hey, I want to do this with my life." And they said, "You can't do that. That's not negative, negative, negative." And I was like, but I would dismiss it because I was like, "No, but this is my best friend. I've known them forever." And at some point, I said, "This person is not good for me. This person, I've known them my whole life, but I need to move on for because it's becoming toxic." So sometimes you can allow toxicity because of, oh, I've been with someone for so long, but like you said, I had to let it go for my own to, and after I did let it go, I was able to sprout and grow, and I learned something from it too. So while it was sad, and I was very sad I had let it go, I learned who I didn't want to be around, and I learned toxic traits of what to avoid. And so when I met someone like you, I said, "This is someone I want to be around. They share that wild spirit, that positivity, that love, and an RT group." And if I hadn't had that toxic relationship, I may have missed out on your relationship because I wouldn't have known what to look for or what not to look for.
When I was talking with my mentor, who I'm going to just share, his name is Robert
Yes.
Hollis.
Yeah.
And I know, Susie, you've gotten involved with a group here with
Yes.
him, and see how in a real way he has kind of helped to shape me in my current years.
Mhm.
And we used to do a podcast on a regular basis. And one of the things that came out during the podcast, which is really, really neat, is how many of us have heard of the formula A plus B equals C?
Mm.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
that's mathematics, okay?
Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah. But when you think of it in real life, it blew me away because it was in the middle of the podcast that this hit me.
Mm.
Just, or as my mentor likes to say, it was a download, just bam, like that. Not only is A plus B equals C mathematically correct,
Hmm.
but in your life too.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas A is your life, B is all of the events that have occurred in your life, and C is where you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And in my opinion, that is a consistent formula. Where you are right now is what you feel, how you are, who you relate to. And we have changed over the years.
Yeah.
We are not the same people that we were 10 years ago.
Right.
We are not the same people that we were 20 years ago. We were not the same people we were when we were kids.
Mm.
But we've taken all of those experiences and become who we are today.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just because, in Marcus, I think what you were talking about, just because you grew up with that group at that time and enjoyed their relations and had that relation with your friend,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean that it's going to be the same way today or even tomorrow. And we just have to be aware that one of the biggest constants in life, besides death and taxes, is change.
Yeah.
So true. I struggle so much with change. And I'm curious because I've had some of those friendships similar to Marcus that I was like, we're gonna watch each other's kids grow up, we're gonna do all the things, and it just didn't go that way. And I think for me, I carried a lot of that anger for a long time, and I couldn't see that the friendship was still good during the time that we had the friendship. How did you learn to, like you said, say, wow, that was a relationship that really hurt when it ended. And now I look back on it and say, I'm glad it happened. And maybe even glad that it wasn't forever, right? How did you
Mm-hmm.
bridge that gap for yourself?
It wasn't easy
Mm,
because we get comfortable in those relationships. We get comfortable in those environments. Um, you basically pick yourself up and you move on. The thing about that I have learned is that friendships are very, very important.
yeah.
And cultivating friendships, cultivating that wild one inside of you is very important.
Mm.
One of the things about that relationship was that part of my wild one was not being exercised that well
Mm,
because I wanted the relationship to continue. Was it good for the relationship? Maybe. Was it good for me? Looking back, no, because I wanted the relationship so much to succeed. Now, when I look back, yes, it was an experience that I had. And I'm glad it happened because then I wouldn't be who I am today or where I am today with the people who I want to be with today.
Right. And I
And that's the way you have to look at it. That is growing, that is living each and every day.
mhm.
And I think you make a great point. You should be with someone that celebrates your wild one and helps grow your wild one. If you find yourself with someone that you feel like you have to suppress yourself, maybe you need to reevaluate that or bring it up to the person and say, I'm not who I want to be. Here's who I am. Can this still work? So it's okay to
Right.
have that conversation too.
Exactly. And I will say that the person who I am with right now embraces who I am. They embrace my wild one.
Right.
They know that, okay, yes, I'm a little gregarious. We've had this talk before too with Susan. Not Susie, but
Right.
Susan.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we've had that talk. She is a little more refined, a little quieter, and I'm a little more outgoing. But the beauty is that we embrace each other and
Mhm.
Right.
we embrace each other now. Again, I keep going back. We are the sum, today, we are the sum of who we have been today. A plus B equals C. I don't think I would have ever have met you guys
Mm.
or the people that I'm close to today, or even my girlfriend, had it not been for the experiences that I've had in the past. And
Mm.
so as painful as some of those are, you have to just think about them as being part of your life. One of the other things I like to share is success or even life is not a straight line.
Mm.
Yeah.
You go up and then you hit this wall. You got to go around the wall. Then find yourself climbing rocks. Then you find yourself having to go swim in the lake. And then all of a sudden something happens. You maybe, sprain your ankle, but you're still moving in that positive direction. And that is what I think is really good about life.
And it's
It's
such
like
an
the
invaluable like comment. Like you said, it's not a straight line. We've been trying to teach this to the new students who are coming into the university, trying to teach this to even clients. I have someone who actually quoted Mr. Slim Shady himself, success is my only bleep bleep option, failure's not. And I was like, true, but that doesn't mean that you don't fail. It just means you don't get stuck at failure, right? We have to take those turns all the way
Absolutely.
through. And we need to remind, I think, the youth these days that it's not a straight line. It's so much more.
think of it like the jumbo puzzle you used to get at the restaurants. You have the goal in the
Yeah.
middle, but then you would draw a line, but you would hit a dead end. Okay, nope, I got to go up, I got to go around.
The
You-
mazes,
The
yes.
Oh, the
mazes, but
mazes,
the
yes.
mazes, but again, that's life, right? You're gonna hit that roadblock, but there's still a way to your goal. You just have to find it. You have to find that path and make it.
Absolutely. One of the things that I've learned also is if you think about Thomas Edison and him inventing the light bulb. Now, I don't know the exact quote, I don't have it
Right,
directly in front of me, but it took him 10,000 times before he created what is known as the modern light bulb. And when he was
right.
asked about it, did you mean you failed 9,999 times? And he goes, no, I didn't fail at those times. I found things that didn't work at that time
Right.
to go and get to that success. And
Hmm.
so it doesn't matter what journey you're on. And this is something that I'm even learning still with a lot of the things that I'm doing. You know, enjoy what you have, enjoy what you can, try those things. You know, that was one thing. And also our Vaudacity group, it's another group that I'm involved with,
Mm.
that Paul Carganella has, well, I'm not going to say, has said to all of us, just try it.
Yeah.
And
Just try it. And then we've had
just,
people come out with books. We have people like we have a podcast, someone made a coloring book. Like our group took that challenge, I think, and really ran with it.
absolutely. Marcus, I remember the first time I saw you perform,
Oh.
and it was just like, oh my gosh. And I didn't even know. And you took that whenever you got on the stage, when our groups got together and we had the bands there, especially at the house that we've normally gone to for parties and stuff.
Right.
And it's just like, dude, I didn't even know you could do this. And it's so natural to watch you on that. And then Susie, watching you do these things too. This is your wild one coming out. And Marcus, you had your wild one, and it's
Right.
shown through.
Yes.
And it's embracing that who you are, that whatever it happens to be,
Yes.
whatever you're involved with, you know, take it on, try it, go for it. If you like it, keep going. You
Hmm.
never know what's going to happen, and go with passion.
Yes.
Mm.
And then don't, and learn from failure. Don't be afraid to fail. Because like you said, it was 9,999
Mhm.
opportunities to learn. This worked, this didn't work, but as long as you don't give up, and I know it sounds cliche, but it's not. Don't give up. You'll get where you need to get.
Absolutely. And all of the successful things that we see in society, somebody had actually said, more than likely said, it won't work.
Mm.
Walt Disney is a classic one. And I know we've
Mhm.
been involved with the Disney for years. But if you look back on it, how many people told him, a mouse?
Yeah.
How many people
Castle.
told him, "What are you talking about? This Disneyland idea of an
Right.
amusement park that is themed with Tomorrowland, Fantasyland, Frontierland, New Orleans Square, Old Town Main Street. How is that going to succeed?"
Yeah. And look at, I mean, it's not only been a success, it brought people together. I know we're not one of the only groups that have come together from them pushing through all of the negativity and, naysayers. Like they did it. And Marcus and I were talking this morning. He said, "Oh, Carousel of Progress is going to get a redo after 30 years." But Carousel of Progress, each little segment says, they'll never fly a plane. There'll never be electricity here. Like
Mhm.
now the dishwasher cleans itself or the oven cleans itself, right? But all of those things that he says wouldn't happen. And
There's a
that's
great,
just
big, beautiful tomorrow.
they're
Yes.
right. And it's one of those things that's just true as time. There will be naysayers and people will prove them wrong.
Every success story has someone in their life that says you can't do it, this is gonna fail. But the every success story, the person ignored that and said, I'm gonna listen to my wild one and I will make this happen. The power of manifestation, the power of positivity, it works.
And I'm going to add the power of imagination,
Yes. Beautiful. Love
Yeah.
that.
because that is something that you need.
Mm.
You need that imagination. What can I do?
Hmm.
Can I create a cell phone? Can I take a computer and put it right here in my pocket?
Mm.
Right.
That somebody imagined that. And if you want to go even further back, there I remember, okay, again I'm dating myself, the old Dick Tracy cartoons where he's talking into his watch.
Yep.
That's not gonna happen.
That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. And we
Yeah.
can look back and go, sure,
Hmm.
sure.
I'm so thrilled with this whole conversation. I think it's really bringing the entire energy and the energy that we have received from you as well, Craig. And I know that you've been one of our early listeners and followers of our podcast. So you maybe are not a stranger to the fact that we love to do like a little musical muse segment.
Oh, yes.
It has been hosted by our one and true Marcus Duncantel. So we wanted to share that with you. Marcus, how about you lead Craig into the musical muse section?
So, Craig, as you know, we like to pick a song, and because you are our wonderful special guest today, a song that inspires you and your wild one. Maybe talk about a little bit about what song that is, why it inspires you, and how it connects to you and your wild one.
I thought you'd never ask. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, they gave me that question so that I could really think about it, but I really didn't have to think about it.
Right.
And it's from a friend who the three of us know. Not, okay, not a national artist yet,
Yes.
Yet.
because he and his partner, Franklin Wall, Stephanie Wall, are on their way. And I give them a whole lot of credit for embracing their wild ones,
Hmm.
Yes.
for getting out there and doing what they love to do. But Dan Franklin came up with a song that literally, okay, sorry, when
Yeah.
I think about it,
Yeah.
I get choked up
Hmm.
because to me, it speaks to the inner you. The song is called Live to Dream Again.
Face the moment, even if you never reach the end. Live to dream again.
And if you, it's on YouTube. So please, Live to Dream Again by Dan Franklin. And it's not just the words. I will say in this case, it is also the video, because the video transcends the words and the words transcends the video. This is just an amazing song. Every time I watch it, every time I sing along with it, I get choked up
Mhm.
because all of a sudden it's telling me that, okay, uh, what I feel doesn't matter what kind of age you are. Whatever's happened in the past It's done. It's over with. Live to dream again. Look inside that heart of yours. Look inside for that wild one that wants to come out and be who you are. The images in the video, the words of the song, close your eyes and watch the sunrise. Live to dream again. Chase the moment. Oh, excuse me, it still gets me. Chase the moment, even if you never reach the end.
Right.
Live to dream again. OMG.
Yeah.
We're
Even
actually
now,
gonna.
I've heard it and I
Ah,
have it
sorry,
still.
I'm just yeah, I'm
Yeah.
getting a little whoo.
No, it's a lot. We're actually gonna try your advice, and we're gonna try to play the song because I really want people to hear at least a snippet of the chorus because I think that's really powerful. So you gave us an advice. You too, please be kind, but we're gonna try to play a little bit snippet. I want people to hear it, and we're gonna try, right, babe?
And yes, we're gonna definitely try it. And I think one thing that I have to admit, as much as we've listened to Dan Franklin's, I think it was album EP, I don't know, they're amazing. They deserve all the recognition. But when he
Yes.
released that entire album, I have to
Best ride of your life.
Best Ride of Your Life. I guess I didn't know that there were some music videos to go along with it. We're fans of the music. It sits in our, top played playlist on our Spotify, but I'm gonna have to watch the video as well, and we will link the video in the YouTube and show notes for this episode. But I think something what you said about the quote of live even if you don't reach the end. And that's something that, Craig, I think you do well. Marcus, I've seen you do it through our relationship, is that no matter what, age, time, restrictions, we all went through COVID together, things that put a huge pause and dent. Craig, you don't give up. Like your vitality and your energy is so strong. And when I tuned into Unlimited Wisdom and I heard you're doing all these big things over there too, I'm like, where does this guy get his energy from? When do you sleep? How, like, what is your either spiritual or physical creative practices that help you sustain all of this energy?
Well, hooking up with the right group, of course. That to me is so important. That one of the things that I've done and I've always enjoyed doing was master of ceremonies work in front of an audience. And even acting too. I've done a couple of plays. And I think it was more of once I got on stage to do that and to portray the role, it got me into this kind of a feeling. And especially I carry that whenever I do MC work or even just doing the podcasts and helping my friend Robert with his podcasts and group. I get my energy from you. If you're giving me the feedback that I need, I'm going to give it back to you. And then you're going to give it back to me and I'm going to give it back to you. It's a feedback loop, I like to say. And if I'm on stage, and I remember this specifically, I did an MC event for a company I used to work with. Now, even though I'm talking to one person, I'm talking to everybody. And if I can square up a person's eyes and talk to them, the energy that they're giving me, I'm taking in and I'm feeding it back to the audience. That is what does it. If I can, that's the one thing I would love about, like when we were talking about the hugs earlier, that's energy. That's feedback. That's life. That's liveliness. And that's what keeps me going. I've got a lot of things that I still want to do in my life ahead. And there's just so much going on in the world. Okay, yes, you can look at all the bad things that are going on, but you know what? What are the good things? What gives you vitality? I get maybe about 6 to 7 hours of sleep every night because for me, I want to know what's out there. I want to take in what I can do, what I can be a part of. Even if it's going out on a drive and driving a winding road, the idea of doing something like that is exhilarating. I like watching NASCAR. Why? because you see these guys going around in circles, or even on the road courses. I love the road course stuff. They're going at 190 miles an hour. They're pushing the limit, and you see guys jockeying back and forth at position, and you see how close some of them are getting at the very end. That is exciting to me.
Right.
I love that kind of energy. Do I get bad funky every now and then? Yeah, I'm human.
Yeah.
But I've learned to uh, kind of embrace that. I remember one time that in a company meeting, people beat up on me pretty bad because I was not going to change my position.
Mm.
And I knew I was right.
Mm.
And it hurt. It hurt badly.
Mm.
And so it took me a while to get over it, but I took the time to get over it. You know, sometimes you need an hour, 2 hours, a day. If something seriously happens, you need maybe a little more than that
Mm-hmm.
to get over what occurred to you, what happened to you. And sometimes you got to let that go. But it takes us a different amount of time to do that. And that's where great friends help. I am just so grateful for the friendships that I have, for the people that I'm with, because we all have similar interests. And if I feel down and I want to share with them, and I just say, I need an ear.
Mm-hmm.
That's important to me. And even if I say, look, I'm not in the right mind right now. Can you just give me a little bit of space? That took me a long time
Yeah.
to learn how to do. And I still sometimes struggle with that because I want to just say something or do something or just say, get away.
Yeah.
Right.
It's in
And
our nature,
and
right?
that's
We
important.
want to
Like,
push people.
and acknowledge our humanness. Like you said, no one is perfect, but saying to yourself, I need a moment. Can you please give me a moment? And if you're surrounding yourself with the people that give you that moment, that's important. But if someone's like, no, you need to talk to me now, again, we might need to have a conversation because you may not be the one I need to have in my life. You are not supporting my wild one. I need, like, but so you have those people that say, yes, Craig, please, I
Yes.
acknowledge you're human. Please take as much time as you want, and that's really important to have. And just so evaluate the people you're around. Listeners is what we're trying to say. Do they give you your space? Do they allow you to be human? And because none of us are perfect, and we just want to make sure
And
we.
the one other thing too, Marcus, based on what you're saying, allow them to say, I don't want to talk about it right now.
Hmm.
Yes.
Honestly, Susan and I have had those kind of conversations. And I have a tendency to push only because I care.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also had to learn, and especially with her, and I even tell her, I said, look, if I'm going too far, if I'm pushing too hard, even if you just don't want to talk about it right now, then tell me.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a hard lesson to learn too.
Right.
That was a
Well,
very hard lesson because I want to help you become the better person. I want to help you get over the hump, but sometimes it takes time.
That's one big lesson I had to learn from Susie. She's like, sometimes I don't want you to fix it. I just want you to listen. I just want you to be an ear. And I was like, no, but I can fix this. But I don't know about you, but I'm a fixer. I want to fix your problem. But sometimes people just want to have
Yes.
a listening ear. And for me to say, yeah, I'm sorry, I will not fix this. I will listen and zip. And that's also something, I've had to learn too. But it's help her create her wild one, build up her wild one, so she doesn't feel so smothered by my energy. Like she's allowed to reset as well too.
And I bet it has improved your relationship even more.
a
Yeah.
100%. I tell other people this too, advice. They're like, how do you and Marcus work these relationships, right? And I'm like, one, we have to get past believing that our not only our romantic partners, but anyone in our life, that they're mind readers. as much as I wish it, they're not. We're not there.
I'm working on it, but I'm not there yet.
Even those who are more prone to reading, micro expressions and body language, we can still pick up on a lot and still be wrong. But say what you need. I'll go into his office and I'll say, I need you to not fuel this flame at this moment, but I'm going to BIT, blah, 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 blah about this person. And I just need you to say, wow, that sucks. And then I'll go into my spiel and he'll do it, right? And other times I'm like, we need to sit down, we need to figure out how we can fix this together. And then he's right there on the mark. So, and that's on either side. Say what you need from the person you need it from. It was something my dad was so good at. And my mom always acknowledged that for him. Ask for what you need
Hmm.
from those who need it or from those who can provide it.
Yeah, I mean, God gave you two ears and one mouth. Use
Yeah.
them in that order,
Yeah,
oftentimes.
Yes.
that's true. That's true.
So good. And I don't know, Marcus, do you have any other questions for Craig as we move through like this really, I don't know, I'm feeling so much of a spiritual connection to this conversation
Yes,
today.
absolutely. I do have a question, Craig. So if someone listening feels if they feel disconnected from like their vitality or, someone is feeling discouraged, what steps would you give them to feel encouraged, to feel reconnected to themselves and to their wild one?
You know, there's a book that my mentor Robert Hollis suggested that I read, and his mentor suggested that he read. Robert is an amazing person. He has been in the motivational field for quite a long time, and I work directly with him. And one of the things that he has shown me, I'm going to read a little bit about this. It's called the God Memorandum. It is in the book, The Greatest Miracle in the World. In fact, let me see. There it is. The reason why you can't see it's actually blue,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's because I've got a blue background, so
Uh,
this is not my living room I'm in.
I mean, it looks very nice where Marcus and I are hanging out on the beach,
I'm on the
apparently.
beach, so you gotta
Yes,
leave some
that's
room for
right.
Craig was the only one who came professionally ready in his office, but um
We're still working through this, guys. Okay.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But what was it
Uh,
called, Craig? The
it's
greatest.
called The Greatest Miracle in the World
Okay.
by Og Mandino. It's a nice short read, but it's a very powerful story that he tells. And I'm going to read this little bit of segment to it because he points out. Well, I'm just going to point out the four laws of happiness and success.
Hmm.
And it is a daily process. You do have to work on it, but it does make sense. And if you do take the time, to read, you need to read the book first of all, and then you need to read the God Memorandum. But there are these four items plus one. Count your blessings. Proclaim your rarity. You are unique. And I spell unique, Y-O-U,
Mm,
unique. Now, this is me talking.
right.
So, the God Memorandum points out count your blessings, proclaim your rarity, go another mile, use wisely your power of choice.
Mm,
And there's one more thing to add to that. Do all things with love. Love yourself, love for all, and love for, in this case, God, me, or love for others.
mm,
Some may think this is spiritual. Well, let me say this. Some may think it relates to religion. It doesn't. Think of it in how you believe, what your spirit calls. In that case, it would be spiritual. Whether or not you believe in God, Buddha, Allah, or maybe just Source. The God Memorandum says so much to anyone who believes and who is spiritual. And the book itself tells an amazing story, and it's worth the read, in my opinion.
I
So
appreciate that
that's what
so
gets me
much.
going every single day. And I don't have to necessarily read it every day, although that is kind of an assignment. But the idea is to get you to learn to count your blessings, proclaim your rarity, going another mile, which I've always done, and using wisely your power of choice, and do things with love.
It
Yeah, you
takes
said.
more, yeah, it takes more energy to be mad at someone than it is to, it's easier to forgive. Like just energy. Like if you want to hold on to
Mhm.
something that anger, like no, I'm mad at you. That takes more energy and it just drains more out of you than just to say, you know what, I forgive you, I love you. And like you said, that doesn't have to be spiritual. It just has to be I'm just being trying to be the best human being that I can be. And
Why
just
are you letting them rent space in your head? And that's where also I know that we have shared that with this with
Yeah.
each other is Mel Robbins and the let them theory.
When
That's
mm,
you
another.
recommended that to me, it has been a life changer. And sometimes, since I'm still new to the let them theory, I lovingly refer to it as a little cult mindset, but in all the good, positive ways. But
Right.
I say, the let them theory, when I start to slip, Marcus says, "Wait, what happened to let them?" And I was like, "Ah, you're right. Let them." And also to go with kindness, you said, we watch Big Brother on CBS, and Julie Chen Moonves, she says, love one another, right? And be kind to one another. Those are always her sign-offs, and we need more moments to be reminded of that and to act into it. Just like we act into our wild one, connect with our wild one, connecting with kindness and love.
it costs nothing to
Absolutely.
be nice. That's all I'm
You
saying.
attract more bees with honey.
Yes, and all that stuff.
And
That's true.
scientifically, from my little science brain over here, it uses more facial muscles to frown than it does to smile. So if you want to save money on all of your Botox and fillers, just smile more because you'll have less frowny wrinkles and lines on your
There
face.
you go.
Absolutely. I think that's what keeps us young
Yes, and
because you're getting rid of that stress.
yes. And you, Craig, I swear you get younger every time we
You
see
do.
you.
Yeah.
You and those that we love at our house where we hang out and we've like been welcome in as family. I don't know, the three of you guys continue to de-age, and Marcus and I are trying to get on that same boat.
You guys look
But it
great.
might be all of that good positive energy that's flowing through you daily.
So actually, we
Thank you,
want
Liz.
to take this moment again to thank our wonderful host Craig. Again, without this man, right, this beautiful, wonderful man, Whisper to the Wild One would not even be here. And we just want to thank you so much, and thank you for your presence, your music, just your positive energy. And maybe Craig, we're going to give you this time, this moment, to where our listeners can find you for more of your work, whether it be a podcast, if you have a play coming up, please share that with us right now.
Well, right now I'm part of the group Unlimited Wisdom, which if you go to unlimitedwisdom.com, you can get 7 free days. It is the group that I work with Robert Hollis, and I am kind of his associate producer.
Hmm,
We like to say that we are visionaries, and so I am considered a CVO, Chief Visionary Officer.
love it.
There's three of us. His son is the other one, Matt Hollis. So that has been something I've been involved with, of course, acting. And then whenever I can, Marcus, you and I still need to do a song
You
together.
tell me the place and the song,
All
and
right.
I would be honored.
Sounds
Like,
good.
are we gonna get a Marcus and Craig mashup with Dan Franklin to live to dream again? Is
Ooh,
there
we got to
something in the
approach Dan
works?
about that one. That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
we'll talk and chat.
Yep. Or the one that you do, Marcus, where, we go do, is it the Eminem song?
Which one? Lose yourself?
I think
Ooh.
that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, we will
Something
talk.
like that. I know there was one song, and we'll have to go over that. But
Okay.
I love doing the karaoke, and we do that with Audacity Network. And then I have kind of a new little project I've been working on.
Okay.
By the way, you can find me on YouTube at Craig A. Jackman. But I'm working with a little friendly bird by the name of Owly Featherstone,
Okay.
and he's got short little adventures. You can find him on YouTube at Owlie Owlie Featherstone,
Hmm.
and it was because of my Robert's son who's into AI. Now, yes, I know it's AI. but I'm having fun with it.
Yeah.
I'm putting this little owl in a lot of different situations, and it's kind of a fun thing to do. Yes, I'm going into my little wild one inside my inner child and saying, okay, what can I have Owly do next? Let me
Yeah.
see. And it's just fun. And it's fun doing it. Would I like to make a lot of money with it? Yes. But does it give me joy? Does it give me satisfaction? Yes.
Mm.
And so I'm working with that, and I'm also working on my acting. I have a really good manager who's getting me out on auditions, and I'm just moving forward, looking ahead. I've got so many adventures that I want to take down the road, that I want to experience. And first of all, I'm grateful that both Marcus, you, and Susie are a part of that, and that I have so many great friends that I can share it with, and that's what keeps me going. The fact that I get a chance to enjoy another day and see what it brings.
That's awesome. Yeah, we just thank you for that and that energy and any projects, like I said, music projects I would love to do with you. We'll talk, through the messenger and maybe say talk to Dan Franklin, who knows? But what I want to do is, like you said, your alley, it's a spark right now, but it
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
can turn into a flame. Like it's a whisper, but it can turn into a shout. So it starts as that one little idea, and who knows, Ali's gonna be the biggest thing in a few years. I'm believing it for you, Craig. That you're passionate about it. Like I'm gonna believe that it's gonna come to fruition in all of your dreams and hopes and aspirations. So
Bless
I
you, Marcus and
cannot wait
Susie.
to see what Owly gets into. I'm all, can we find a moment for Owly to learn that it's okay to fail and then bounce back and bounce higher than maybe where they went? That would be so amazing. I would share it with my university students. I don't care how small or inner child it is, we all need that reminder. But Craig, thank you so much. I'm really just hoping that our listeners would connect with your untamed, your wild one, your energy. When we started, we're like, "Ah,"
yeah,
and
Craig
it's
Jackman.
all the good vibes. And I would love if you would feel comfortable enough. We always love to sign off welcoming back our wild ones. And would you do us the honors of welcoming back our fellow listeners?
All right. Hey, wild ones, welcome back. Be
Yay!
who you are.
Oh, thank you so
Thank
much,
you so much,
Craig.
Craig.
We are so thankful, and we hope that everyone tunes in for our next episode. We are hoping to bring, so many other people along, but Craig, you really deserved this first honor as our mentor, our guide.
And
And
maybe down the line, if your schedule permits, we would love to have you back.
I
As
would
a,
100%.
be honored.
okay.
Bless the both of you,
Uh,
seriously, and
Oh,
you who are watching. Thank you so much for this. It's an honor.
it's an
oh.
honor to have you, and so you inspired us to get this going. So we are honored to have you, sincerely.
And to all of our wild ones out there, welcome home.
Welcome home.